The LG G Flex 2 is one of the first smartphones to include the new Snapdragon 810 octa-core processor, and so naturally I wanted to test it out and test its speed to see just how fast it is by running it through some real-world tests as well as some infamous benchmarking tests. So let's take a look at the results here on PhoneDog. Hey, what is up, Phone Dogs? Beau HD here, and in this video I'm going to run through a few different benchmarking applications and then just test the speed in terms of real-world performance by opening up a series of applications. The first benchmarking app we're going to run is called GeekBench 3. It is one of the most used apps to test the single and multi-core performance of devices. You guys, I'm sure, have probably already heard of it. So if we run this app, we'll see that generally we see a score of around 1200 for the single core performance and around 4500 or so for the multi-core performance, which is pretty darn fast. GeekBench says the single core performance is comparable to the Samsung Galaxy S5, and the multi-core performance is also similar to the Galaxy S5 according to GeekBench. However, the multi-core performance score is well over 1000 points higher than the Samsung Galaxy S5, so I'm sure it's more comparable to devices equipped with the Snapdragon 805 processor. So I'm not really sure how accurate that is. But either way, it's still an impressive score nonetheless. Now, the next benchmark I'm going to run is called AnTuTu Benchmark, and I enabled it to run in 64-bit processor mode since the LG G Flex 2 is equipped with a 64-bit processor. So this test takes several minutes to perform, but it also does test more areas than the GeekBench app, and it too is one of the more widely used benchmarking applications. But the average score that the LG G Flex 2 has received after running this app a couple times was about 54,000, which puts it well above the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, which is a very powerful device, as you guys know. Now, AnTuTu said that the score might be higher if you are running the 64-bit version, so definitely keep that in mind, but I think it is more accurate and makes sense for the score to be higher since it is a 64-bit processor, and it's one of the few on the market. The last benchmark app I ran was 3D Mark, and I ran the Ice Storm Unlimited test, which tests the GPU and CPU performance. So if you guys want to get an idea as to how well this device runs games, then this is definitely the benchmark you'll want to run. This test takes a lot more time than the AnTuTu benchmark and definitely more time than the GeekBench benchmark, but I was able to receive a score averaging around 23,000, which is one of the highest scores recorded on the 3D Mark app, which is pretty impressive. I was also one of the few to actually test the LG G Flex 2 with this app by the looks of it, so that was pretty cool. But with all of the benchmarks out of the way, I wanted to test the speed of the LG G Flex 2 in terms of real-world performance by navigating through the OS a little bit and running several apps. I made sure none of the apps were already opened in the background, so that was all cleared. But I essentially just opened up the 3 benchmarking applications I just ran not too long ago, along with the Phoenix Twitter client, the Facebook app, the YouTube app, and a few stock LG apps. And I'm not gonna lie, I did see a couple tiny animation hiccups and stutters here and there, especially when opening up Google Now, which, as you guys know, is pretty animation heavy. Also, the time it took to open up relatively simple apps like YouTube and Phoenix did take a good amount of time. I mean, it wasn't terribly fast. Obviously, the speed is going to be more noticeable when multitasking, since the Snapdragon 810 octa-core processor really does do a great job multitasking. So in theory, it's going to appear noticeably more fast once the apps are all opened up and you're switching back and forth and whatnot, because the single core performance really isn't all that great, which is what's really being used to initially open up each app. So I kind of want to just end the video there and see what you guys think of the speed of the LG G Flex 2. Can you guys notice a significant increase in the speed from the previous 805 Qualcomm Snapdragon processor? Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave me a comment down below. Also, let me know which device you want to see me test against the LG G Flex 2 in terms of speed. Do you want me to test the iPhone 6 Plus or the Galaxy Note 4? Let me know which device you want me to test, but leave me a comment down below as well. But with that said, as always, I'm Beau HD. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.